Hi, Barbie.
Hi.
Hi, you guys. All right, everybody, we're here. We
We
made
are
it.
here.
We made it. We haven't done one of these in a while, Kimmy.
I know. We have to start doing them every month now again because I miss them. And it's really funny. I just told Dana, I go, we're both wearing green. And I like both of us in green, but it's funny because, it's not like a normal color for both of us to be wearing at the same time without knowing it, but great minds think alike.
I swear we're connected in some weird way. It has to be because it's so random. I don't ever wear green either.
I love green, but it's a random color.
So it's really funny. Hi, Kelly. I see you. Okay. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
So here's a few things. You guys, Kim D and I split the tips on this one. And unfortunately, YouTube's ad revenue is pretty scarce. It's more beneficial for YouTube probably than us, but I do ask on lives for you guys to tip so that we can keep doing them. It's really helpful. Okay.
It really is helpful.
Especially when there's two people and you want to benefit everybody, right?
And Dana, my washing machine broke this last week. I needed a new water heater in the house.
Oh my God, what? Your water heater went too?
And because it was old, I didn't realize that. So yeah, hi Maya from Australia. So I'm hurting, guys. It's my birthday.
Yeah, so yeah.
My birthday month.
It's your birthday too.
My birthday falls on Easter Sunday.
That's right. I remember. Happy birthday. My birthday's March 1st. So you can say it to me too. All right. So anyway, I'm not going to put the banner up today, but just if you guys could, at any point where you're watching this video, it's as a recording or otherwise, you can send tips. The tip link is on my description. I do give them to Kim if you label the video and say Kim, Yes. Also, if you send supers, no problem. So that would be great, even if you missed the live now. I really appreciate it so much. Also, I do recognize times are tough and so I don't want you to think I don't recognize that. I do. We do. All right. So that said, let's get into it. If you guys have any questions,
you started.
Pop it in the comments and I'll pull them up and Kim and I will answer them if we know the answer. Okay, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and let's begin. So Real Housewives of Atlanta. There was some pretty big tea that dropped in the last few hours, Kim. I don't know if you saw it yet, but
I saw Porsha say something and then Kenya retort. Yes, go ahead. You can say it.
So we have a few things. First and foremost, what came out recently is that Kenya Moore got the intel on Britt Eady that she used at the salon opening, showing that she was, doing some sort of porn or something to that thing, whatever it is. She said that was actually given to given to Kenya by a housewife who's still on the show.
Yes.
And what do you think about that?
Then Kenya says, no one gave me this, whatever. Oh, thank you, Carol.
Hi, Carol. Thank you.
I believe Porsha.
So Porsha, you believe Porsha in this. And why would Kenya not call out the housewife still on the show that gave her the Brit?
She gave her the information. She doesn't want to throw her under the bus.
That's so unhousewives, though.
I know, but you want to know something? I think Kenya realizes that she got fired for it. And I don't think I don't think I would drag. I mean, I've done some pretty crazy things, but if someone gave me information, I wouldn't have used it at my salon opening. I would have used it though. I wouldn't have shown the sex act. I wouldn't have shown that, but I would have shown everything else. But if I wouldn't throw the person under the bus. I really wouldn't. I would just say, no, it's not true. But Porsha says she has proof and she's probably going to bring it to the reunion.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, I love it so much. Okay. Well, that's exciting. I'm really glad about that. I would say who it is. Why not?
You go, girl. Okay.
I'd be like, why would, I mean, really, truly, at this point, I feel like it's justified. The girl said she had a pistol and she was going to, I don't know, Andy said whip, but I think she said pistol whip.
Yeah.
Is what I heard.
Yeah. Well,
not pistol and whip.
And then nothing happened to her. They didn't even, thank you, Peaches.
Peaches, thank you so much. And I just want to say, I know you're recovering from something. And I just want to say, I hope you're feeling better today.
Me too, Peaches. Me too.
Okay. And then look, a great show on TikTok. Go to his TikTok and follow it. The Ivory Tower Boiler Room. Andrew. Okay. And then Tracy, give us the dirt on the Louis tax stuff. Ooh,
I knew that was coming. So do you want me to give you a little rundown of what I know for a fact?
Okay. Are we getting off Atlanta already? I was going to hit New Jersey.
I'll answer the question as it comes. We can go back to Atlanta.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and answer the question from your perspective.
Answer the question. Tim. So I speak to Louis and Teresa often. I spoke to Louis and Teresa Sunday morning from about 8 to 10 o'clock. There is absolutely no truth to the fact that there's any divorce. I mean, that is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. And my retort to that is when you get married and you say in sickness and in health and, you know, richer or poorer, does that mean that because he's having some financial difficulties, you book? I don't think so. So what I'm going to say is when Teresa met Louis, okay, she lived in that house that she lived in and she was trying to sell it. And I had the same issue with my mom. My mother's house was in Franklin Lakes, and I needed to do major repairs on her septic tank. That's thousands of dollars, okay?
Yes.
Teresa needed a whole new one. That's $150,000. Louis gave her the money for the septic. She sold the house. Louis pays all the bills in the house. Gia does not contribute to the house. Teresa doesn't pay the bills. So he is going through some financial difficulties. The way I hear it, okay, I don't know. I'm not the IRS. I don't know. Is this all stemmed from the business that he had that went bankrupt, the stock
produce company?
Right. So hers is from last season that they filmed RHONJ. Now, when Joe Giudice got put away and then got deported, she was hit with millions of dollars. He didn't give her a dime. She had to raise her children. She had to pay for the house and she got caught up. She is caught up as far as that's concerned. So this 300 is from the last time she worked. Okay. So Teresa, I have no doubt will get on a payment plan. She'll be fine. As far as Louis, I can't answer that. I can't. You only hope for the best for people, but that's how this all stemmed. Now, I know that people are going to say that they live a large life. I do know that, and I'm going to address that. When I had it with Michael, I lived large too. And instead of socking money away, I spent it like a drunken sailor. Okay. I was hanging out in Chanel. Neiman Marcus gave me a big, huge 50th birthday party. Neiman Marcus. So what did I get from that? A bunch of clothes that are now 12, 13 years old, a lot of Chanel bags that I got, but like, you don't realize it when you're in the game. You're loving it. You're spending it. You're this and that. So I'm going to say, okay, that's wrong, but I'm guilty of it too, of living large. I don't do it anymore. I still buy my clothes and I spend too much on clothes, but I make sure that my house taxes are paid, my other taxes, you know, so maybe a lesson learned. But that's how she got hit with the 300. It's because she was still on the payment plan for the other taxes. You got to remember, it was like, I don't know, what did she owe? 8-10 million back then? Paid them all off. That was a heavy nut, you know?
Whoa.
I don't know. May the first person throw a stone.
Okay. So I think that's all fair enough. I think the issue and concern of the fans, of course, is that Louis Verwellis is going to potentially lose the house, which is the family home in New Jersey that they're all living in. And it could potentially get that bad. Certainly, they can do anything they want, the federal government, pretty much. But I guess he's going to try to figure out a payment plan and work it through that way. Potentially the loan that I think is a little sus, but I know you're friends with them, so I won't go deep on that. But that loan is sus to me. And I think that maybe it might have been helpful to have the loan to kind of create a little bit of a block there on the property. So maybe they'll be able to keep the property for a little longer. However, I will say he better get his overhead under control.
That's what I'm concerned about, and for everyone. I think a lot of people are not in that big a position, but it's all relevant to as where you live, what you do. Tone it down. Everybody needs to, and I see they're toning it down. People in general, I don't know about them. People in general are starting to really take a step back, and they're because their credit cards are all maxed from the last 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has to take a step back, and I think they will.
Well, the TikTok shopping thing he's working on is a lovely project, but it isn't going to bring in that kind of money for that overhead. And the worst thing would be to continue to get into debt or borrow from people all around him, because he's not going to be able to pay it back.
Right.
And I would hate for Teresa to have all of her bridges burned. Believe me, I know from experience what that's like. By that,
listen, she's my friend. I hope for the best. I know people are not going to like it. I feel bad for Louis. I really do. Listen, I don't know what went on before the show. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in this kind of business. I don't know. All I know is every time I've spoken to him, he's a gentleman. He's respectful of me. I think a lot of the things that he did, like the $150,000 he did for the pizza thing, the ovens and all that. I think he just tried to make people like him. And I think that he was overly generous with everyone when he first met Teresa. Overly took all her friends for her 50th birthday. I mean, really, really overly generous. And I don't believe in love. Like, I don't believe that was love bombing. That I don't believe it.
I was just going to say that.
I know you were going to say it.
I do.
Listen, Maya, thank you. I don't believe it's love bombing. Okay, my relationships, it was so funny because the things that they would do for me, the ex-wives or they're going like, he never did that for me. I mean, I had kids of my last say, if you would have done that for mom, the two of you wouldn't have got divorced, So I don't believe in love. I don't believe it. I don't believe in love bombing. I believe that I know he was very generous with other women that he was with. I don't consider it love bombing, but that's my opinion. I think like a man, remember. And I want to be bombed. I want you to shower me with everything and buy me my septic tank if I need it. I just had to redo my whole bedroom, have it painted. I would have loved for someone in my life to say, here, I'm sending my painters, do it. I'm old fashioned in that sense. So, people could think things are shady, whatever the case may be. I'll take it.
Okay. Well, just as a little bit of a different viewpoint, right?
Yes.
When the guy is usually doing that love bombing, it's because they're trying to get you so on side so that later when things go pitong, which they know is inevitable, that you feel guilt because you're like, he did so much for me and how I can't leave him high and dry now. And of course, there's also this component of, you have all these beautiful things. So there's no way there could be any malintention ever because look at all the stuff he's done. And that's actually pretty well orchestrated, just saying, and it is a tactic that they use. And they sometimes will use that to get investment. They'll be super generous with people. And then people are like, oh, he's so generous with us. Let's just give him the 10 grand or let's give him the 20, or it's the same kind of play too. Like, I don't know if you've heard of people do this where you invest in things and they give you your money back plus some. And you're like, I did so well on that last investment. I'm definitely giving him more. And then you give him more and then the guy's gone. So there's a lot of this kind of game playing. Also, in the process of the love bombing, the guy will sometimes get intel on you and information that he will hold in his pocket for later. So he can use it against you. Or he'll get your money as an investor and then he'll use it as leverage so that you can't rat him out or get angry with him because if you do, you'll never see your money again. So
Okay,
I'm just saying there's a lot of
okay,
tactics.
No one is getting listen, remember years ago, there used to be a phone booth where a quarter, not even a quarter. Are they getting a man that I'm with is not getting a quarter from me. So okay.
Definitely.
Protect yourself. I get it.
That's what I'm saying, girl.
1000%. I know that from day one. Again, I think like a man. Okay. With Louis and Teresa, let's go back to day one. I don't believe that was the plan. He's never done that with any of I know all the ex-girlfriends. He's always just been, he never took a dime from them. He gave them and bought them. And, or maybe he took some stuff away because you break up, but he never had no one could say that they gave him money and he didn't give it back. If anything, he gave them money, whatever. So that's not his MO. I don't know what he does with other people, but with the women that have been in his life, that wasn't his MO. I know other men do it. I've seen what's happening. Let's look at Atlanta. Let's go back to Atlanta.
Let's go back to Atlanta.
How many of those women are married to shyster men? Who's married 6 times, the guys, and then they marry them? Who took Kelly's husband's in jail, took her money. The other one's taken. I mean, Cynthia got married to 2 scam artists. I'm the only one that got a decent guy, and they're doing great. I'm glad they are. He was a producer on the show, is Candy. And now they're producing that, great play.
Fellow.
Yeah, my God, so they're knocking it out of the park. But if you go down the line, except for Shamia, he seems to be a decent human being. He bought the $9 million home. The rest of them are with a bunch of freaking losers.
No, there's gossip about him too.
Oh, okay. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear it. So can we start with Shamia? Let's start with each one of them. Go ahead.
No, because I want to, I still want to talk about.
Okay.
I still want to get through the gossip that dropped this morning.
Okay.
This is important.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
All right. So another thing that was said this morning is Porsha believes that Dennis, Drew, and Ralph made a fake storyline up about doing this, I guess like a love affair or something, like, how on the show people were implying there might have been something going on between Dennis and Drew, and then Dennis and Drew and Ralph were all working together on this music album and all this stuff. And Porsha believes that was totally made up to get a reaction from her on the show to help the TV show, but that in actuality, it wasn't real because she ran into, I think it was Dennis somewhere, and he forgot the story that was playing out on the show.
Okay.
So when she's asking him about it, he was like, I don't know what you mean.
But didn't Dennis help her with the album? I saw that the album's out.
He did. But like this whole additional stuff, it was all to promote the album. So they made this kind of all the drama aspect of it, and all the impact of Porsha was all to promote this album. And she fell for it initially, but then she realized when he couldn't remember the details of what was going down, like that she was experiencing on the show in a conversation that was off camera, she was like, this is all fake. And she said what bothered her was not that they were having an affair. That part she was actually okay with, because she was like, to each their own, I'm on my way. But what she didn't like was that they were shooting on camera and they were shooting together, and that they were doing business together, which was like optional, and using the platform to promote this album with a false storyline. Like it would have been one thing if Drew had just come on and said, I have an album, but she went into this whole other thing.
Listen, first of all, Drew's a housewife also. If she wants to use Dennis as her producer and bring him on as the producer, she has every right to do that. 2, Porsha should want Dennis to be successful because he's the father of her child. None of the other dudes are successful. She might as well get him to make some money. So why don't you just act like a lady and say, okay, we have a daughter that we both take care of. We're getting along really well. Film all you want, but please do me a favor. Keep my name out of your mouth. And just if you say anything, say nice things. And that's it. Drew had every right to bring him on. He is her producer. She is a full-time housewife, just like Porsha is. And it's not Drew's fault that Porsha had a baby with this dude. Okay. Porsha has moved on and married another loser. All right. So she should want one of them to do okay. The father of, I would say, listen, he's got to pay child support. Knock yourself out. Film all you want. But that's me. I don't get into that jealousy
well,
shit.
She's okay with it. I mean, she's posted about it. But she was
pretty vicious to Drew.
She thought that he was going to say something derogatory about Porsha. I think that's where this started.
That's not Drew's fault.
Well, I could see where Porsha would say to her own baby daddy, like, back off. If you're going to shoot with me.
Drew all those names.
Yeah.
Women want to blame you. Women want to go against women. What about the man? Sit him down and say, listen, mofo, don't talk shit about me. And you could.
Well, she did. There was a hot mic moment. She did.
But before that, she embarrassed Drew in front of all the girls, called her all kinds of names. You're dirty, you're nasty, you're this, you're that.
Yeah.
So I don't like that.
Well, she came in hot. Porsha came in hot.
Which is good, makes good TV.
Yeah, really good.
You got to pick sides. I'm picking Drew's side.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm going to go with Porsha. You go with Drew.
Okay.
That's so fun. Okay. I love it. All right. So, and we've already discussed, let's see. Okay. And we've already disagreed on another thing, which is I would call out the housewife that gave Kenya the Brit dirt. Okay. And you wouldn't. So far, we're total opposites on
good. I like it.
You guys better chime off in the comments and let me know who you agree with. Is it Kim or me on this one?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about, so there was some gossip that came out with OK Magazine that some of the women, Melissa, Teresa, and Dolores, got a hold, and all this came out. And some of it was linked to you, and I don't know, some of it wasn't. It was from a source, whatever. But my question is, was this gossip related to the Next Gen NYC? Like maybe they were holding Teresa, for example, to appear on that show.
They filmed it already. They had filmed that one already.
So it's a different rumor with that.
And it's not a rumor.
So go ahead and tell us about that a little bit. Let's blow the lid off this sucker.
Kim D's a liar. Kim D's a liar. Kim D's a liar. Kim D's a liar.
Go for it. Kim
D's not a liar. I would never put my reputation on the line if I didn't know it was true. Everyone out there, you have to remember, okay, I'm friends with all of them. We are friends.
Yes.
So when I come up with something, it's because I know. Okay. Now, the letters didn't say we're holding you for RHONJ. They did not say that. It was a Bravo letter to say, stick around. We might have something for you. Here's a little something to hold you over. 3 of them got it. The rest of them didn't. That's it. And you want to know something? I guess we'll know in 2026 or in the next couple months. One of my friends just called me, said she's being interviewed tomorrow. Okay. For Housewives. So yes. Okay.
I have something to add to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I talked to a housewife on the different side because I knew you'd have that one covered.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And the other side is saying that that's not true, but that could be that they just didn't experience it. Right.
Correct.
You know how, okay. But they said they've been told that they're doing casting now for both new and old cast members. And they were broad with old. So maybe old doesn't just mean legacy. It might mean other, just saying.
Well, there were the rest of them. First of all, there's 2 things. The rest
and it's not coming out this year.
No, definitely not.
Okay, so that's what they're being told on that side.
But because of Teresa's situation, you just never know. You never know what they're going to pull. You know, Bravo, they love this shit. So you never know what they're going to pull. Cameras rolling, whatever. You just don't know. That I don't know. Okay. But the girls that got the letter can't tell the other girls. So of course the other girls are going to say it's not true. And the other girls are going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. Because they're under contract. They can't open up their mouths. Like that's just normal. in your mind, if you have a, brain when it comes to Bravo, they were told, stata zit, shut up in Italian. Okay. Some of the other ones they know they're never coming back. They know it. But here's the thing. You get free shit. You still get appearances. So they're going to walk around, say they're housewife. Oh yeah, I'm probably coming back. Oh, I don't know if I'm coming back, even if they know they're not. I know the animal. I know how they behave.
Oh, of course. You would never want to admit that till you absolutely have to from a business
say,
standpoint, unless you're pissed and you're trying to make a point.
Right. Like you think they're going to walk around and go, oh yeah, no, they're not asking me back. That's just not going to happen. I mean, duh.
Well, it does. Your gossip makes sense to me from a few different perspectives. We've seen Melissa Gorga out with a lot of producers. She's allegedly doing really well with her cookie sprinkle line. So there's like a lot happening on that front. And she has been meeting with networks. So it's possible that got back to Bravo and they might want to just keep her around. Like they're not sure they're done with her yet. Right. I know how Bravo's working on a lot of competition shows.
Yes.
And those are going to be like, family members working against family members, and Love Hotel's a kind of example of one, but not really. But yeah.
They don't want them to sign with another network. You know what I'm saying? It's not a guarantee for RHONJ. It's just we want you to stick around a little bit.
And Dolores won Traders, so she's already viable for other things. Absolutely. Totally. And then you've got also Teresa, and Teresa's already making an appearance in a different way than New Jersey, so they're already distancing her from the Louis Ruelas and all that dirt. Yes. They're moving her over here. Now she's a mom, and she's Gia's mom on a TV show. That's a different energy totally, which I think she wants.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like that was her whole thing. She goes on villains, but she's the nice villain, So like she's not trying to do that. She recognizes where that crashed and burned, so she's over here. And she's now making that appearance. Now, she wouldn't be making appearance on Next Gen NYC if Bravo didn't not want to keep her around. Sorry, So I think we have to accept that. I don't think that they're coming back to New Jersey. I do think Jennifer Aydin is gone. I think Margaret, just because there were so many problems with the Louis Ruelas thing, I think they like Margaret. She's great for TV, but they're not sure what to do with Margaret, especially given how bad it got in the end of New Jersey, because he reached out to her son and all that crap. Yes. So it was too much. And I think Margaret has got PTSD, and the network doesn't even know how to deal with Margaret right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not her fault. It's just what went down. Jennifer Aydin's is her fault.
Yes. 1,000%.
Just point blank. And she
should write the playbook on how not to be asked back to Bravo. She should write anybody who wants to be fired from Bravo, she could write the playbook. Are you kidding me?
Hi to the UK. Hi, Jacqueline. So I want to ask you a question. What happened with you and Jennifer Aydin? Because you were collabing with Jen. I saw, and I thought that was surprising, but you know me, I'm a good friend. I held my tongue.
I liked her.
What the hell was that?
Very nice. I had fun with her. She even came with me to my favorite place to see my friend Orphe, Cafe Carlisle. And this is exactly what happened. I was doing a live with my tier 2 or 3 Patreons. And the whole thing broke with Jersey Mike's. And all I said, it's up on my Patreon, is I said, I feel Jennifer Aydin should apologize to the older woman. That's all I said. I had a lot more to say, but I didn't say it. In 5 minutes,
that's really tame.
That was tame. In 5 minutes, she canceled her subscription to Get Real with Kim D. And she had her 1999 spy who listened, who I don't know what she told her. They both canceled at the same time. So you cancel you don't even call me to ask me. I would have said, you should apologize. And if you'd like me to put you two together, I would do that, because I was after that contact with the daughter. Okay. So, but
you had the daughter on your show.
Yes, I did.
Did she quit before you had the daughter on the show or after?
She quit the same night that I said she should apologize. And then I had the daughter after.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just checking, right?
Yeah. Don't play me. You're going to come for me. You're going to have to accept the consequences. You know, I did not do it. There is not one person on this planet who didn't feel that she didn't owe that woman an apology. No one walking this planet would say she didn't owe her apology. So there's nothing wrong with that. And I would have told her, this is the way you apologize.
Right. So you're saying that she should have at least given you the benefit of the doubt and called you and said, what is this about?
Right.
What's going on here? And then you could have said your piece. I have to speak. It's what I do. And I thought you were really out of line on that. And I held back.
And I held back. Correct.
You know? So, well, that's disappointing. Did you ever hear from her again after this?
No.
Never?
Well, after that, I had the daughter on.
But I mean, just to say, Kim, why? Or why is she so, it's so funny because she seems so outrageous. This is what's weird, right? She seems like she doesn't care and she's so outrageous and she'll say anything and she'll beat up anyone and it's horrific and there's like no impulse control.
Right.
But then when someone like you says something who she knows, she backs down and doesn't take a position with you.
1,000%. All she had to do was pick up the phone and call me and I would have explained it to her.
So what that tells me is she can't really take criticism from people that know her.
I agree.
She can only take it from the fans or people that are like, she doesn't know. Right. When people actually have an intimate relationship to her, that's her Achilles heel. That's Jennifer Aydin's Achilles. Like anybody out there, no problem.
I was told I wasn't loyal.
You were told through the grapevine you weren't loyal. I wasn't
loyal. So, I'm very loyal, but I'm not going to be, I
don't get this loyalty thing that's happening in New Jersey. You can't be blind loyalty.
That's the thing.
We're not in the mafia, you guys. Like we're Italian, Irish. We're not mobsters. No. Like what the hell is this? I'm going to cut your finger off if you try
Exactly. I don't have blind loyalty to anyone. Maybe Dolores. Okay. But
that's okay if you say it.
Dolores has the same for me, but I'm not going to put Teresa in a different box. You know what I mean? I'm just saying probably blind loyalty for anyone, on the show would probably, me and Dolores really are close. We're really, really close. So.
Everybody who knows Dolores in a deep way has Dolores's back to no end because there's something about her that is really good deep down inside that people don't want to betray.
Listen, this girl rescued way over 100 dogs. I was on the phone with Dolores a couple of years ago, and there was this guy who lived near her father. Okay, and I don't think he's alive anymore. Let's hope he's not. But whatever. So we don't want him to hear this. So anyway, he kept this pit bull on a short chain, and there was nothing you could do. He owned the pit bull. The cops would come. They wouldn't do a damn thing. It was in Patterson. So now he gets a puppy. And he chains the puppy next to the pit bull. Okay? Dolores is freaking out. We're on the phone, freaking out. She talks this crackhead into giving her the puppy. As she's leaving, the other dog, after being alone for 5 years, starts howling, crying. Like, you're taking away the puppy. Dolores could not sleep. She was freaking out. I go, Dolores, you have to go back and get that dog.
And Dolores like, and I'm driving it to your house.
You have to go back and get the dog. You can't live with yourself, right? Because she used to feed the dog, whatever. She goes with her little friend that she was with, stayed on the phone with me the whole time with those big cutters, chain cutters. She goes in the backyard and cuts the chain. It was broad daylight. Cuts the chain, and she takes the dog home, and the dog became her soul. She rescued that dog who'd been on a chain for 5 years. Now the puppy she had adopted. She had adopted out, but she kept that dog.
Oh, that's a lovely story.
I'll tell you something. I don't care what story, whatever. That girl was a hero. She's a hero. And listen, you can't do that. But she did it to save that dog. She risked her own self to save that animal. She couldn't sleep, the animal crying. Okay. So that's a true story. I was on the phone with her. So all you people out there,
keep that in here in case he's still alive.
Now listen, screw you. I'll come after you. Listen, you don't want my peeps coming after
I don't want him to take her dog.
Exactly. No, the dog's passed.
Okay. Well, then we don't care. All right.
No, she was heartbroken when the dog passed. But
well, tell Dolores I said hi. When's she going back to Ireland with Polly?
She's in Ireland. She's coming home today. She was in Ireland for a week. It was Paulie's the 1-year anniversary of the mom's death. So they went to Ireland. They called me the other day. We talk about what shows we watch and all that.
I'm going to Ireland for this summer.
Okay.
Okay. So you and I was just there like a week ago. I love Ireland. So tell her I said hi if she wants to hang out and she's there. All right. So let's move on.
Okay.
Let's talk about Phaedra coming on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kind of controversial, although she's currently very embraced by the fans.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
You know, I don't know much about Phaedra. How's that? I remember Apollo was gorgeous. Her husband that she had the babies with and everything. And then he went to jail and all that. But I really haven't followed Phaedra's career. So I will watch now when she comes back, But I got to tell you, she stays in the loop. She stays viable. I mean, she's been on all different shows and she looks good with her blonde wig. I mean, it's very cool. So I don't have anything bad to say about her. I think she's sassy. She's a true Southern belle. So I have nothing, no ill will towards Phaedra, and I'm looking forward to seeing her on the show.
Well, it'll be interesting, I guess, because some of the fans now are bringing up, some of the older stuff in this conversation. For example, that she used to hang out with R. Kelly a lot, I guess, and that she was implicated, at least through Angela Stanton's story, in the fraud that was committed by Apollo and Everett, his brother, and that's now making the rounds. So the big question is, will this become like a topic on the upcoming season? Will any of the women
I'm sure
throw that back at her and say, this, you've prettied up really well and you've done great in that department. Yes. But let's not forget your origin story, kind of like what's happening with Jay-Z.
Right. Right. So, with that said, here we go again. Another successful woman getting involved with the wrong man.
Well, the wrong man and his brother and his brother. But the thing is that per Angela, she ended up being the fall guy, and that was intentional. So Phaedra set her up to be the fall guy, and she was behind the scenes doing the stuff.
Wow.
Like she was like the president of this thing. Yeah.
Crazy.
So,
just crazy.
May explain why she's so good at doing all these shows, though. She's like a real, she's a businesswoman in all sorts of ways.
Streetwise too. She knows her shit.
Yep. Did you hear about the Patrick, the producer, who I'm sure you covered Patrick, the producer, who came out and bashed Bravo for supposedly letting him go because he's in the porn industry. He's been on a bunch of shows. Have you heard about this?
I saw him, like a shaved head. Yeah.
Yeah. So without going into too much gossip about him because he's problematic, but besides that, who isn't these days? I
mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I thought I'd tell you that I heard today that Lisa Vanderpump reached out to him and said, "Do you want to be a producer for me? I'll take you in."
Okay.
Good and did this. Yeah. And I was like,
I heard that he has a little bit of a heart too. Like he said, some of the things that they do to the girls aren't very nice. And he wasn't thrilled about some of the things, So, listen, some people got to do what they got to do. Some people swing on a pole. Other people do what, it is what it is. I mean,
well, it's kind of a lie because he was in the porn industry before a long time ago. And everybody knows that he was on a reality show called Fire Island.
Who?
Patrick, the producer.
Okay.
He was on Fire Island with Kelly Ripa. He said that Kelly Ripa blackmailed him. He said that, yeah, he was, he was doing porn back in the day.
Kelly Ben Simone.
No, Ripa.
Really?
He was the producer.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then this is supposedly Andy Cohen's best friend. And we know that Fire Island, she was asking him about, because that's Andy Cohen's favorite place too, right? So, so something is weird. And I kind of wonder if Bravo, not Bravo, the network, but like the producer group in there maybe helped him after he got sober to make him shut up about saying Kelly Ripa was blackmailing, because Kelly's so close with Andy.
Yes.
And then kind of reintroduced him into a new life of producing, which is why he got on all these shows.
Yeah. And there's a lot of deep, dark secrets that go on.
I'm just saying, right? And then he goes years on the show, and it's odd to me that he would be allowed to do that, knowing publicly that he tried to say that Kelly Ripa blackmailed him with a sex video.
That's wild.
That's
wild.
We also did this whole story about how he went into porn and he's being blacklisted, but he did porn before. It's not a new business. And everybody knew because it's out there, and it has been out there.
Exactly.
So I just wasn't buying all of this. And he's protective of the cast, of everybody. He's saying all this stuff, but yet he's the one who was involved with Rachel Leviss and Tom Sandoval and their affair. So how the hell did that work out? I mean, he was,
oh my God, listen,
he's not credited, but he is in the reunion scene saying, you guys have to be on camera when they're asking for a break. Yeah. So I'm like, boy, that's really ironic that you're that guy, but yet you're like, oh, I don't want to do it.
Wow. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. But like I said, I'm not surprised.
So just saying, there's a lot of hypocrites.
Yes, there are.
that are seemingly very dreamy.
Yes.
Interesting that LVP reached out to him. Now she's getting a lot of slack at the moment. I know Lisa Vanderpump is generally loved and obviously hugely successful. But she's getting dragged at the moment because her ex-cast members on Vanderpump Rules are saying she's a little bit manipulative. Okay. And she kind of made Ali Luber feel like Ali shouldn't have been drinking when she got in that altercation, which was caused by the domestic violence call by the cops, and blamed Ali a little bit, and kind of she felt like a little manipulated by Lisa on that front, the way it was approached. I heard
she's a major drama queen, though, this Allie. Like, major drama queen. Major.
Okay. But James is a well-known abuser of women, period. There's a list. Okay. So, I mean, at a certain point, even though you're like, hey, the call to Allie is more like this. I'm really sorry that James got arrested for domestic violence with you. And I'm really sorry you're going through this. And if there's anything I can do, I'm here.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
No commentary on James Kennedy and what a great guy he really is when he's not headbutting you. No commentary. Okay. Just, a touch base. Nice to see you. And I guess this came up also with Katie, because Katie said that when she was divorcing Tom Schwartz, Lisa Vanderpump made her feel guilty about it. So again, this is like, you don't get into that level of people's shit. You know what I mean? And it comes off as a producer.
She was very close with all of them. And you know what? I give my younger people around me advice. I'm going to go with Lisa Vanderpump on this. And
oh my God, I'm going against it.
You're different. We can agree to disagree.
We do, and that's good friends. I hope you guys learn from this, that you can also disagree and not really hate each other.
It's fun to just disagree.
I know, totally. Okay, so now let's talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion.
Love it.
Talk to me about your take on that.
I'm a Dorit fan. I think
I know you are. You and Dolores are like dating Dorit secretly.
Yes. And she brought it this season. I heard, I didn't see Peacock, which I want to watch. I heard her potty mouth was beyond. And so I want to watch that because I'm loving her. And my favorite line is when she looks at Sutton and goes, where's the eyes? Where's this? And then she goes, oh, there she is. Like, That was my favorite line. And I'm loving Bose. I'm loving her. What a great addition. I love that. They were all ganging up on Dorit last year, all of them. And once Bose walked into the room, that wasn't happening. Bose and her have a true friendship, and they all backed down. And that gave Dorit the platform to be who she needed to be the basic star of the show. Going to Kyle, I'll go down the line. So Bose, I love. Her favorite line was when I think it's happens next reunion when when Sutton says to Bose, "You came in strong." She says, "I am strong." Very important line. Very important. She also said that Kyle lied. I believe Kyle lies a lot by omittance. I loved when Andy called Kyle out about you did the
lesbian video.
Thank you. Woo! Having a senior moment. The video. Okay.
I have them every 10 minutes.
Video. You're making out, you're doing this, and you bring her on the show, then all of a sudden she decides I don't believe Morgan Wade decided she didn't want to be on the show. I believe Kyle doesn't want to bring it all out. I believe also Kyle had a meeting with Garcelle and Sutton saying it is true. I'm with Morgan, but my kids, this and that, I don't want to bring it out. Okay. So that's why when Sutton was sitting there going, "What are you talking about to Garcelle?" I think that's why Garcelle had it. She had it. So she's not friendly with Sutton anymore. And she's certainly not answering any of Kyle's calls because they made her look like a liar. Garcelle, what she should have done is repeated what Kyle said. She said, "Okay, you both don't want to admit it. Well, this is exactly what you said," but she didn't. She acted like a lady and she walked away. You know what?
Well, that's what I was saying. Bose reminds me like of a master class at all times.
Oh my God.
No, but I don't like that.
I do.
Okay, so we're in agreement. We disagree on Bose. Okay, because I was so annoyed. I was like, "Listen, I need any more life lessons, lady." While I'm watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, everything with her is like some elevated thought of how to approach the situation, and I'm like, I'm not here for that. Okay, if I'll go watch your masterclass for my life lessons, but I don't need that for the show tonight. Like, who's a bitch and who isn't? Let's just get down to it.
Unbelievable.
I'm just saying. All right. Yeah. And also, now I do like when she sticks up for Dorit because I think that's important to do is, have some conviction about your friend on the show and legit stand up. But the constant, I don't know. It's just to me, it's so rehearsed. It's just, I don't like it.
Oh, see, you know what? I don't think it's rehearsed. I think that's just her. I think that comes natural with her.
No, it isn't. She does life coaching.
Oh, good. I want some.
That's what it is. It's from her classes. She's doing it's like
what are you showing? What's Barbie showing me?
All the comments that are coming in.
Oh, there's comments. Anything nasty? Because I love the nasty.
You stop it. Don't show Kim the nasty ones. She'll flip out. Anyway, I don't know. And then, so Garcelle, I have to say that I felt she was really classy and not throwing everybody under the bus. She was authentic. She said, "Listen, Kyle, you're full of crap.
Yep.
But I'm not going to throw you under the bus, and it would benefit me to do so."
I know.
So that was pretty great. And I have to say, I thought that was really impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think she's done a really good job at navigating the seasons that she's been in and not going too far off the.
I think she went too far with race.
Yeah. Everybody does.
That's why I feel she went too far. Race. But
don't you get it? That's why supposedly she quit, because Bose is about to say that she thinks Garcelle is a racist against other Black women. Yeah, that's supposedly the reason. I'm oversimplifying it. There's a whole story around it. But bottom line is when you get to the end.
Skin or something. Yeah, she said something like that. Yeah. Well, hey, listen. You can't take the heat. You got to get out of the kitchen.
Well, I think to her, it was like, that's the final straw because that is such an important topic for her. Do you understand? Like, it would be like,
I think that everyone should.
Oh, I know what it would be like, Kim. It would be like you coming on a show and I go, I heard you beat up a dog.
Right.
And
right.
you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm out of here, because that's your thing.
Right.
Like,
right.
okay, so that's what I think happened.
Okay. Well, yeah, but the thing is, she was always bringing up race, so maybe Bose saw through it. I mean, Bose is freaking smart, man. She probably said, yeah, enough is enough. Some people don't like white, green, black, yellow, orange, black. They don't like this race shit. Everybody, like, racist is a very strong word, okay? Only use it when it's really a serious situation. If you keep throwing it around, it doesn't have meaning. If everything is racist, right, it loses its value. So
much like the sexual assault thing that's going on with Real Housewives of Atlanta, I was shocked to hear Andy Cohen and his producers saying that Kenya had done sexual assault against Britt by showing those photos.
That is so not true. I mean, that's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That's an insult. First of all, it's not even legally correct, as Kenya pointed out, by Georgia law. But I mean, that is not it.
He went in hard, and she went back, and she has something on YouTube saying she's going to do a confessional.
Yeah, I think it's next Tuesday.
Yeah, I think she's going to do it Tuesday. You have to pay for it. Somebody pay $14.99 and send it.
Yeah, go in there, guys. We can't afford it. That'll be your tip. Just come in and leak it to us in our DMs.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I just think, it's a really challenging situation with Garcelle going. I am gonna miss her. Hi, Karen. Let me see what she said. Delighted to see you two back together. How are the pooches, Kim D? How are they?
They're absolutely well. Here's one that's been sitting on my lap the whole time.
Is this a new one or the same one?
She's been sitting on my lap the whole time. This is Lila the Multi. She has major, because she was just shaved. She has major anxiety. Okay. And then
she sounds like me.
Major anxiety. And then my two little kumasikyans, look at these. These two little.
Oh, just to say it, you guys, the reason that this race thing hasn't come up, it's in part 3, supposedly. Okay. And that gossip came from Kempire, who got it from like insider sources. That's what he said on his video. It's got like 100,000 views. You guys can go check it out. But he said he was given that intel. That's where it came from. If you want to go check it out. Yeah. Oh.
Do you see them? My babies.
Oh, bring them closer. Oh, so cute. Oh my God. Are they so cute? Stop it.
Okay.
I'm so jealous right now of your cuteness.
They have big mouths. They would be yapping the whole time. I put
no, you guys. Okay, seeing things. Let me just address this really quick, because we can't leave anyone behind. Okay, so
a few episodes, I'll take your word for it.
So see, we're talking about this. Okay, so you guys, this is the deal with this. So Kempire came out and said that someone, obviously a cast member, because the conviction he had behind the story, right, said to him a whole story that's going to come out that basically, I don't want to steal the thunder of his video, but like if you go on his channel, you'll see one video that's got like 100,000 views on it. And he's basically saying that Bose makes some allegations to Garcelle that are, make her feel like Garcelle thinks she's like, I forget, white supremacy is really extreme, but like she's not on Bose's side in that way. And in fact, if you remember, Garcelle posted something. Remember the kinship post?
Yes.
That kinship post is about that.
Right.
And that is just tying it all together. I'm sorry I don't have the kinship post to show you, but I didn't expect to talk about this. But basically the kinship post that Garcelle did, everybody talked about it. You could probably Google Garcelle kinship post, you'll find it. That supposedly has to do with this moment that we're going to see that happens in part 3. And this is why Garcelle loses it, doesn't want to toast, and quits and walks out.
So somebody just called me. The madam has Paris Hilton doggies. Yes, the madam does have Paris Hilton.
What is the madam?
Well, that's when.
Are you a madam?
Yeah, that's when Teresa called me a magnum on the review. A magnum. Yeah. Yes. Well,
I was like, are you now running prostitution?
My book, My Life in the Big Boys, and find out really who I am. Okay?
Oh, yes. I've read it.
Find out who I am, honey, and find out the big boys. I never had to be a madam, honey. That's not something I needed.
Oh my God. Wait, is that a thing? People said you were a madam?
Years ago when she called me that. Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was the story? This is great. Tell me
When
that.
I got to the reunion stage, they were asking me where I get my money and how do I drive a Mercedes and all that stuff. And then Teresa's like, I heard you were a Magnum. And a Magnum, and then Andy said, are you a madam, Kim? I said, no, I'm not, but I wish I was. You know, I'd be driving a Rolls Royce. Yeah. So that was.
Oh my God. I had no idea that was even a thing. I didn't see that one. Labitha, how are you? I haven't seen you in ages. Hello, ladies. Well, let me just say this.
I'm a madam.
I wish you were a madam because that would have been some amazing stories for us.
I would have had a different book written. Yes.
I had an actual madam living down the hallway from my apartment in Beverly Hills, and we became friends. It's a whole story in my Patreon about it. Yeah. Okay. But she was so well connected, that girl. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know who I met through her? But it wasn't her client, but I met oh God, he did The Godfather. The director of The Godfather.
Mario Puzo?
No.
Oh God, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
You?
So Francis Ford Coppola, because she got invited through one of her like hoity-toity clients to go to this dinner with him. So I didn't know she was a madam at the time. I just thought she was this really connected, dialed chick because I was like, wow, she knows everybody.
I love that.
I had no idea she was a madam. Okay. I'm like, I struck gold with this girl. She got me into everything.
When I came home that day from the reunion and I told my son goes like, Mom, I wish you were a madam. Yeah, up.
You'd have political power, everything.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Oh, no, I take that as a compliment.
It was so funny. So I end up going to this dinner, not knowing it. I'm sure everyone at the dinner probably thought I was a hooker, but what I didn't know. So I was at the dinner and I got sat next to Francis Ford Coppola at this power dinner. And he was bragging to me about his business in the internet. He had this big thing in San Francisco that he was really proud of. It was supposed to be so innovative and all this stuff. Anyway, he was telling me about it. And I, at the time, was doing a .com company. And I said to him, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't sound that like innovative. Like I was just being honest. I mean, I did run a .com agency. I was like, I could build that in like a week, you know? And he got so mad at me. Oh my God. He flipped out. And I mean, really got mad. And I was like, oh shit. Like and I just went, and his wife was there and she wasn't attractive. No, but everything
That's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
Yep. But he probably thought I was a hooker saying it.
Can be in your book.
Or a sex worker. I'm so exactly. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. No offense for everybody doing sex work.
No, who cares? And no offense to any madams. All good.
Yeah. I mean, she ended up, the madam ended up marrying one of the most prestigious blue blood families. And it's so exclusive. They have a name named after them at USC for a building.
I love that.
I mean, a building named after them at USC. Yeah. So that's what she screwed her way into that. Okay.
You got it, baby. You got it. I love that. See?
Oh,
She did well. Good for her.
Yeah. So that's just one of the fun stories I remembered off the top of my head. But
anything else, my love?
I was going to say to you, do you have any New Jersey or anything you want to throw out?
I think I did in the beginning.
All right. Well, that's it then. I guess we'll wrap it here.
Yeah.
We could go on and on. I mean, there's so much to talk about, you guys, but
we'll do another one.
I think that would be good. You guys don't forget to tip.
Yes.
I've been, so Kim and I then I can call Kim and just be like, Kim,
also,
let's go do it live right now and make $100.
On Amazon now, everyone. Go on Amazon. My Life with the Big Boys.
Yep. Oh, yes.
Woo-hoo.
Go in and our Patreons are in the description if you want to join. They're very reasonable for the amount of content that Kim and I pump out. And all my secret stuff is in there.
Yeah. My Patreon, we have 3 levels and you get a lot. We give you a lot of fashion tips. We do confessionals. I have 2 lawyers coming on to discuss about all these women that marry these crazy dudes taking their money. So I have 2, like a divorce attorney and a criminal, to tell us exactly what's going on with these women and these men. So that's they're coming in on the 16th and it'll be airing that Saturday. So I have a lot coming up.
Have you guys, is anyone in New Jersey doing peptides? I'm about to start it.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever hear, hold on, let me just acknowledge what she does all day. Thank you so much.
Thank
you're beautiful. Look at her.
Yes,
She's
she is. The water behind.
Beautiful girl.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay. What was I going to say? Okay. So let me just quickly ask you one question before you go, because I'm about to try to take this peptide.
Okay.
So I need to know if you've heard anything. I need a facelift. So
I would like you to text me because we're going to my friend's med spa and that's what he does tomorrow.
Okay. I'm going to text you, but it's CJC1295 / God, I'm struggling to talk today. Ipamorelin.
Okay. Do you think that I'm good? What I used to do Morelin years ago. Look that up. But text
it's similar. It's similar, but this one
it's great.
It's better.
It's great. I did Morelin when Michael was alive, because I didn't want to go through the menopause and all that kind of stuff. It was the best thing I ever did. It was 6 months on, 6 months. It had nothing to do with weight loss.
This is different.
I've been doing that.
But just listen, this stimulates your natural growth hormone. Stimulates. It's not a synthetic.
Morelin did. That's what's more. Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. So I highly recommend it, Dana.
All right, I'm sending this to you now, Kim.
Yes.
All right, and I'm getting a colonoscopy next Friday. It's my second one. Oh God. But I know. They blow air up your butt and everything. It's the whole thing. Yeah. No, I'm definitely but get it because it protects you from colon cancer. But what I was gonna say is I can't take peptides till after, so I'm gonna start it. Semaglutide's a peptide, you guys, just so you know.
I started NAD. I did it last week. I did the whole drip of NAD, and then tomorrow I'm getting the shot.
Okay, well, let's stay on our anti-aging journey together because I also am starting a shot that isn't a peptide. I'm on my 2nd week, and I don't know if it's any good yet, so I won't say it.
I don't do any peptides for weight loss, because I have my thyroid issue, whatever. But this NAD thing, it rejuvenates everything. I'm loving that. So we'll see what happens with me in the next couple of months. How it, how my body reacts to it. Somebody else say something mean?
No, did they? Oh my God! Don't show her mean comments. That's gonna mess with her psyche.
Me? Are you? I love them.
Oh my God.
I know you are your own woman, but I still do not understand why you're friends with Teresa. She would turn on you in a second. You're better than her. Okay.
Well, that's obvious, but
here's the thing. Don't worry about me, guys. Do not worry about me and my friendships and anyone turning on me. Listen. It doesn't matter.
She says your makeup looks beautiful. You can come back on that in a minute, but your makeup looks beautiful, honey. That's what she said. And I appreciate the best news comment because that's what I try to do.
Oh, thank you. I have CC cream on by It and lipstick. That's it.
Where's your CC cream? No, your eyes are done. What the hell are you talking about?
There's nothing on my eyes.
Only you have fake eyelashes on.
That's it. I have the extensions, but no.
Oh, you have extensions on? You guys, okay, wait, let's talk beauty one more thing. So I got I stopped doing the eyelash perm, but I started doing the Latsis perm where it's good for your eyelashes instead of bad. So make sure if you perm your eyelashes, you tell the girl, I don't want the perm, with the formula, it smells like eggs. I want the Latsis. And what they do is, that stuff they put in your hair, it's like a conditioner. It makes your hair look really smooth. They do that on your eyelashes and curl it. Now this is a month old and look how good that looks.
My eyelashes are white. And my eyebrows are white. So they can grow till here. And this thick, you won't be able to see them.
No, do you dye them?
No, I dye
mine.
Fake. These are fake. Yeah, I used to dye them and it would work for a week. I can't go through that. I have to wake up with lashes because this way I don't need makeup. I don't put makeup on. I put a little lipstick and I put the CC cream on.
Oh, thanks. See?
So let me real quick go get the
Thank you. And you guys always ask questions. If you don't, I prefer you ask so that if I make a mistake, I can acknowledge it and or tell you where I got it from, because everything I always say is sourced somewhere. Sometimes it's, people, but I'll tell you. I'll be like, this came from a housewife, or this came from an ex-cast member, or this came from a tabloid, whatever. I mean, it doesn't do
I got my pajama bottoms on. Look,
what is it?
My pajama bottoms are on with my sweater.
That's hot. I'm in this. I'm in, you remember that movie Dancing, Dirty Dancing? I'm in my Dirty Dancing jeans.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so here's CC cream.
Oh, wow.
I highly recommend, okay?
Can you get me a free one now that we put it on the show?
Well, I had to pay for this. I don't get free. I would love to send this.
Okay, well, we're going to reach out to them right after the show.
Okay, let me go back to the statement about Teresa, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say to everyone that watches, first of all, I've seen all the tips, and you guys we love you, and I love doing this, and we're going to continue. But you have to understand something about me, okay? I was discussed this with Barbie this morning, okay?
Love Barbie.
Right. What makes me cry is when people say nice things. Someone yesterday that I hadn't seen in a while, who used to take care of my dogs when me and Michael would go away when we couldn't bring them, said something lovely about me, and I cried, okay? There is nothing bad that someone can do to me that would get me upset, whether it be Teresa, anyone. No one can get me upset. I don't want any of you to worry about my friendships. I don't want any of you to worry about someone calling me names. I thrive off of that. Okay. I thrive off of it. I am one tough cookie. My heart belongs to animals. Okay. Not even to a man at this point. I've been alone for 13 years since Michael passed. And it's not even because I lost him. It has nothing to do with it. It's a choice. Okay. So when you come on and say, Kim, watch out, watch out, watch out. I think you should spin it around, because people watch out for me. You know what I mean? Like, they know what I am. They know how I am. So don't worry.
Teresa, the fact that Teresa interacts with you, and so does Louis Ruelas, says a lot.
He watches my show.
They know you're no bullshit. And they know that you're not to be fucked with. No. And that's really the truth, right? I mean, I couldn't say it any plainer.
No, exactly. And when I wasn't friends with Teresa, Louis would sneak into the garage. He was on my Patreon and watch it. And she caught him one day. She goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" It's like he was cheating on her. Like, "What are you doing? You're watching her show?" And then when we have lunch, right, when we all make up, Louis goes to her right at the table. He goes, "Can I please go back on our Patreon now?" Because he loves watching it. He watches TikToks. So you know what? I'm not going to beat him up over something. I'm not doing it unless someone does something to me directly. I like him. And whether you guys like that or not, I like him. Okay. And me and Teresa are good. If anything happens down the road, it happens. I'll accept it. But I like him. And I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying not everyone is perfect. And I'm in no place to throw stones at anyone. I've did plenty in my life. And you know that. I talked to my friends about being ashamed. I'm not ashamed of anything, but I might want to change a couple things,
Well, you just tell him that I think it's probably a good idea for him to continue to help the Swiss government with Vanivia, because those guys are really bad. And if he can help get them in trouble, he should.
Yeah, because I think they took his money too.
That's supposedly what happened.
No question about that.
A portion of it. Portion of it.
Yeah, I think he got duped by them also. So, like I said, don't worry about my friendship.
Well, that would set him free, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would set him free if he could actually demonstrate, not just talk, that he helped the Swiss government in getting them in trouble, and also, that.
Okay, maybe we don't know. We don't know what's going on.
Just saying.
That's it, Dana. You're allowed to give advice. Teresa,
I am to you because you talk to them. So
absolutely. So with that said, don't worry about me. I'm really, really good at this. Okay, and I have really thick skin. And if you say something nice about me, you'll see me cry. But if you say
I know. I read a chapter of Kim's book and she cried. Yeah. Because I read it with such heart, because it meant so much to me.
It was really beautiful, and you made me cry, and that's very difficult. Like yesterday, like I said, I cried. Wait, there's something else coming in. Hold on.
Somebody, this is now the text message comes in from Teresa.
Also giving young Stassi Schroeder vibes with beautiful hair and natural beauty. Thank you. So that is lovely. See,
yes. Hello.
Really nice. Thank you.
Hey, what about the facelift? Did you ever talk to the guy?
I have not, but what I did do, I don't know if you could see, we found an injector who was.
Did you know 25,000? Is that what you want?
Anyway, so let me tell you something. So I found this injector. She's phenomenal. Okay. She gave me what's called the Nefertiti's facelift with Botox. That's it. I've not ever had a facelift.
No, I know, but you were talking to the guy, and I wanted.
Yeah, I haven't done. You know, listen, I don't have the time for it right now. You know what I mean? I don't want to leave my dogs. I will eventually do it. I will. But and maybe even next year, because like I can wait for Barbie and Kristen to not be working, like maybe over the summer. To remember, they got to take care of me and my dogs, you know. And I have a lot of them, and I separate them at times, so it's a lot for me to do that. So the recuperation, but
well, make sure you talk to him about 2 for 1.
Absolutely. And we
can make money in bed like this with our faces.
And Lauren Glassman, I want to go to Dr. Glassman. Lauren Glassman would put us both up at the same time and be making us all her homemade.
Oh my God.
Her natural almond milk. I mean, we would treat us like princesses. So why don't we say maybe next summer?
I've done that, you guys. When I was young, I had a girlfriend. She was actually from the Mellon Bank family, and she was a hoot. That's a scandalous family anyway. Yes. But so her name was Ginger, and we were really tight, and we decided to go get plastic surgery together. We literally negotiated the deal together, and then we recovered in the same, like they give you like a hotel to go to or whatever, and we recovered in the same thing together, and it was so fun.
In Jersey, they live almost like near Yonkers area. Beautiful farmhouse, magnificent. Oh my God, you would love it.
I love it.
His name is Dr. Larry Glassman, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell Lauren that we want a twofer.
I love it. Yes, with the recovery. Then we can make money while we're doing it.
1,000%. Listen, I'll do a live while I'm recuperating.
Me too.
Tips, please.
That would be amazing.
I would love that. But right now I'm happy. I'm okay.
You look beautiful. You look gorgeous. Okay.
Guys, thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of love. And don't ever worry about asking me crazy questions or saying things, because I get a kick out of them. You make me laugh. So make me laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody can have an opinion. It's okay.
Exactly.
They're like assholes. We all have one.
We all.
Right.
Exactly.
Bye, you guys.
Thank you.